Hey guys, welcome to Analog, episode 23, the podcast featuring the greatest DK on NetPlay, which is about as good as being the best roaster at the Roast of Hugo Gonzalez. So, really impressive there, Rishi.
Thanks. That actually means a lot.
You are as good a player as Ludwig.
Ludwig or Hugo?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Actually, it was probably Hugo.
Yeah. My first instinct was that it went to Ludwig, but I think Hugo's roasts went a little deeper.
I think Hugo felt more genuine.
Yeah.
And impassioned in what he was saying. And Ludwig just had a banger with that H-box.
Yeah. Ludwig had
the absolute highlight of the evening.
He had the killers.
Yeah.
But I was actually really impressed with Hugo's delivery. I thought he was like nailing pretty much everything he was throwing out there.
I felt like he was the only one who messed around with comedic timing.
Yeah.
Like in general.
Oh, I think the other ones tried.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're good at it.
I don't think Ludwig tried because it just wasn't in the wheelhouse of what he was trying to do. To be like, wait a second. Like Hugo when he went, wait, that's why.
Yeah.
That explains why we haven't heard a diss track about Chelly, your girlfriend yet. That was fucking funny.
Yeah. I think Ludwig knows the type of humor that works for him, and it was nice to see Hugo get to show some of that personality that those of us who don't regularly watch his stream.
Hugo's a funny guy. My favorite, the actual best bit of Hugo personality, and this is the only thing I want to say about this because I feel like it's already been exhausted as a topic on Twitter.
Yeah, I agree.
The best part of Hugo's personality was when he said the Smash Sisters joke, and they went, I shouldn't have said that. Because that is, if you know Hugo, that's the most Hugo thing of all time. To immediately doubt himself and smile while doing it. But everyone already talked about that on Twitter. I feel like that conversation's been had about that joke. So.
I agree. I don't have anything to say about that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes, did you know that sometimes there can be a thing that you can have things to say about and you can just not say them?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a really big, healthy thing I'm learning.
That's something...
Therapy, guys.
That's something I learned this year through my own Twitter usage. I was like, wait.
Really? Wait, so you're saying your Twitter is a paragon of not saying something when you have something to say?
No. I'm saying there was a long stretch of time where I was tweeting everything that came into my head. And at some point I was like, I might be happier if I didn't do this.
Yeah. So... I tweeted about my preference for using apostrophe S's or using punctuation inside quotation marks, and I almost got fucking ratioed for that tweet.
Sometimes you just feel passionate about something and you gotta do it. But other times, if it's just like a passing thought, I'm just like, maybe I should think of a friend who would appreciate this as a message instead of a general tweet to my 7,000 followers.
Yeah. Ooh, 7,000. But the roast...
Follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm almost at 8,000.
The roast went surprisingly well. The actual roast segment.
I had no expectations because I didn't know if they were going to do a real roast format or if it was just a presentation of things that are dumb about Hugo. And I was really happy with how it turned out. There was a good mix of good roasts and really bad roasts that I was like, this is well reflective of the Smash community.
I agree. Yeah. It was interesting.
Tafo actually performed below expectations for me.
I agree, actually. Yeah. Everyone was talking about how Tafo actually had good material, but his delivery wasn't good. I don't actually think that's true. I think that Tafo's bad delivery masked that a lot of his material was also not that great.
I think people had really low expectations for Tafo. They were like, he did pretty good. I had high expectations too. I thought he'd do well, and I didn't like it as much as I was hoping I would.
Yeah. He rushed a lot. Everyone else was 10 minutes, and Tafo was 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But he still had some good ones. The crouch canceling, sitting in the airport crouching and canceling was... That was a good one.
Yeah.
I read everyone's estimations of the roasts beforehand, so I had expectations going in, and I for the most part agreed. Except everyone said that Dunk did really poorly, and I thought that Dunk was. I thought he had some good ones in there.
I think he just ruined his momentum by constantly having to reshuffle his papers.
Yeah, both Dunk and Vish had to do that too. Yeah.
Vish was pushing his momentum forward though, and Dunk was kind of sitting back a little bit.
Yeah.
So it worked a little better for Vish, I think.
Yeah. No, but Ludwig and Hugo.
Ludwig and Hugo for sure.
Hugo
took the show.
Hugo's section on Chillin' was great. Hugo opened up guns blazing on Tapo. See, that was the thing about Hugo. It was so fucking real. You didn't invite me to your wedding.
I know, yeah.
After 9 years of being friends. What the fuck, Tapo?
And I saw today, I think on Instagram of someone like bumping pictures of Tapo's wedding. I'm like, damn, Hugo really isn't there.
Yeah.
Feels bad. Or maybe it was on Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
overall, and it ended up being a pretty fucking sick tournament too.
Yeah.
Like the matches played were awesome.
Yeah, the ones that we got to see.
Yeah. I only watched top 8, so I
Yeah, I was watching it throughout the day. I just had it on in the background. I mean, stacked tournament,
Abi went to the tournament.
Yeah.
That's the real story.
Yeah, and he didn't do badly either. I mean, he lost to Zane.
He did like pretty much how you would expect him to.
And then he beat Smash Daddy and he lost to West Balls.
Yeah. It's like expected.
Yeah, so I mean, good for him. I heard that he was annoyed at how like the TOs were handling something. Like he had to start a set and then stop it and then play it somewhere else.
They told him to. So they had said they said that they were gonna not play any friendlies sets during the roast because it would be distracting. But I guess they told Abi to play his tournament set during it, and then they told him to stop.
Yeah.
After game 1.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then they yelled at him for playing it.
Yeah. But the big story of this tournament, you can talk about Zane and Johnny and Pew Pew and everything, but the big story is Santi. Santi is actually the other big story is Kevbot, who Santi barely beat to make top 8 from what I hear.
That was totally off my radar.
So Kevbot
he beat Squid and Eddie Mexico.
Kevbot's a NorCal Fox, and he beat Squid, Eddie Mexico, Scythe, and I think there's one other good win he got too. He lost to Casper, which is interesting. And he beat Surfero and Okami. Yeah, so he picked up a lot of good wins.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, he's NorCal PR. Yeah.
I'm really bummed we didn't get to see Zane versus Fiction. If you guys saw my tweet.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I did say that I was really looking forward to Fiction exposing Zane's gimmicks and finally showing the lower IQ Fox players how to beat him. But as we now know, 1, it was off stream, and 2, Fiction was playing bad. So
he didn't expose how Zane's just a completely gimmick-based player.
Yeah, Zane got lucky this time.
Well, he always does in bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, this time it was lucky again. He got a Fox player, and the Fox player who was most likely to beat him just
was playing bad. Yeah. It's tragic, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Fiction was playing pretty fucking bad against Santi.
I don't understand, though, because Fiction is power ranked above Santi. So how did Santi beat him only losing 1 game? Because if I remember correctly, Santi's ranked, 12? In SoCal, and Fiction is 11, and he should be much higher. So how did Fiction lose to Santi?
He was playing bad.
Oh, makes sense. That's all I have to say about that. We talked about this right before the podcast. We talked about Santi right before the podcast, saying that like we're both now believers in Santi, and not that we weren't before.
We were members of the Church of Santi, but it might have been like you were raised with your family telling you about the Church of Santi, and you knew that of course I believe in Santi. But now I've been enlightened, and I've been touched by my savior figure.
What really did it for me wasn't beating Lucky and wasn't beating Fiction, miraculous as those wins were.
It was him like going even with Kevin.
Yeah, once he won game 2 on off PPU, I was like, what are we watching?
Well, I don't know. It was so interesting to me because the commentators took a little bit to pick up on it that Santi was going to win game 2.
Well, because they spent so much time talking about how there was no way Santi was going to win, and they were right to do that because PPU doesn't lose to Falcos except Mango.
Yeah.
And even then, it's close.
Yeah, but Santi is a different breed of Falco. That set was
He's
so
the
cool.
Mango breed of Falco, apparently.
I mean, Mango was so not having
well, yeah,
that.
I mean, you know.
But he is. He totally is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. that was such a cool set. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely going to go watch it for Marth Falco stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of how I've been playing Marth Falco recently has been trying to stay really grounded, get inside Marth's tipper range, and abuse crouch cancel. And that's not what Santi did. Santi jumped around and shot lasers every time he moved and just attacked and attacked and attacked and attacked.
Yeah, so Mango does.
And had just really fluid movement and timing mix-ups and crazy punishes and super optimized punishes and torpedoes.
I was going to say,
if you know Santi, you got to know about the torpedo.
He talks about the torpedo, and he showed why it's good in multiple sets. And for those of you who don't know, the torpedo is the offstage down air suicide kill with Falco. When you have a lead, especially if your percent's already high and they're recovering, just do it. It's the hitbox kills them no matter which part of the hitbox you hit them with.
Unless you get the back hitbox and it's a stage with a wall and they tech.
Yeah, then maybe they tech. But pretty much every time Santi used it, they were low and they were away from the stage.
Yeah.
And he was like, my stock, I don't need this anymore. You are now down 1 extra stock. And now he has a clean, full 1 or 2 stock lead, depending on when he decided to torpedo. It got him multiple game wins.
Yeah. And then his set against PPU. So PPU counters to FD, which is, PPU doesn't always do that. A lot of the time he'll counter to Battlefield. And Santi says he's going to go Yoshi. And so PPU switches to Fox.
Naturally.
It's his counter pick. And he has beaten AMSA a lot recently with his Fox.
And I don't remember which commentator said it, but one of them said that Fox Yoshi is worse for Yoshi on FD than Marth Falco is for Falco on FD. And I agree. I think Fox should beat Yoshi harder on FD than Marth should beat Falco on FD.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But I don't feel like Kevin played that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I just mean on paper.
Yeah, the way you use that is that, I mean, you just camp him. That's it. You camp him, and he has no way to approach you. And then when he approaches you, you back air, or you do an up tilt.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yoshi's got nowhere to go. He is neutral. Basically, you have to outplay Fox.
Yeah.
That's the only way to beat Fox with Yoshi on FD. Like, you have to outplay him in neutral, and you have to punish really, really, really hard.
And what's so crazy is that Santi was not punishing really, really, really hard. He was winning situations where Kevin was on the back foot a lot, in terms of, like, Kevin would double jump and Santi would read it and come in with a nair or a forward air or something. But his combos were not there whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it was really funny to see him almost beat Kevin on FD with Yoshi. Yeah, and I think Kevin wasn't super ready for it. I think usually when he knows he's going to have AMSA somewhere in his bracket, he probably
warms up the Fox.
Preps the Fox and thinks about it. So that was part of it. And he didn't play the matchup the way that you do. So
yeah, he still edged it out, but it was a treat.
Yeah, yeah.
I
mean, honestly, props to Kevin in that he's sort of better player Santi in the end in that game, where he wasn't playing the way that Fox should beat Yoshi on that matchup. There wasn't a lot of drill. There wasn't a lot of camping, and he still ended up winning just because he edged out the situations that mattered, and Santi couldn't quite close them out. But Santi came. If Santi won that game, he wins the set.
Yeah, he almost won the set anyways, because he started off the game 5 on Stadium with, what, like a 2-stock lead?
Oh my god, dude, he was so far ahead.
Yeah.
He was, and it was like a full, like, 4 stocks low percent to Kevin's 2 stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, that game was just a testament to how good PPU is.
Yeah.
Like, he reminded us at the end, he's like, I'm a good player. I'm going to punish you. I had these 2 reads in my back pocket, and those 2 reads are enough to kill you 0 to death.
He called his double jump, and that was the end of the last stock.
And that's how it goes sometimes.
But Mango mentioned this on commentary. He said, Kevin Toy is the only Marth in the world who cannot edgeguard side B with jabs. And that kept coming into play. Santi kept side B'ing back to stage for free. Like, no repercussions whatsoever.
Yeah, it is harder on Falco because
it's faster.
A lot of times it'll just clank and it won't beat it outright. But even in those cases, like, you can react to the clank and then cover it.
What Kevin actually started doing was he would run off stage to bait the side B and then double jump back and do weak fair, just because the timing's a tiny, tiny bit easier that way, especially because weak fair will kill Falco, whereas with the jabs, if you get a non-tipper jab, you frequently have to jab again and get the tipper jab to kill Falco.
Right. Otherwise, he can survive.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, then Pew Pew went on to 3 OS balls, who tried Falcon on the last game.
But he didn't even try.
I wasn't.
He gave up by 2 stocks.
I wasn't watching that closely.
He gave up by 2 stocks.
I know Westballs doesn't really like fighting Marth. A lot of the Falcons these days are kind of getting disheartened about that matchup, but we talked about this a bit last week. I don't think they should be. So, I don't know. We'll see. Santi's not disheartened, but we'll see if he keeps going to tournaments.
Didn't we say last year that Santi plays like a player from 4 years ago? It didn't, I mean, it didn't really... He didn't ledge dash. He doesn't ledge dash at all. So he looked really smooth and fast and technical in some ways.
The stuff that he's doing is the stuff that he needs to win those matchups.
It's so funny.
Like, sometimes you are missing technical things that would help you out, but enough of what you're doing is in the right direction that you keep it close.
Yeah.
Not that that's an excuse to not practice ledge dashes. But in any case.
And then the rest of the tournament was sort of a wash because Zayn beat Kevin in a pretty convincing manner.
Yeah, the commentators mentioned that there was a distinct possibility for Kevin to make a crazy run at this tournament, and I definitely think that was a possibility. If he'd beaten Zayn, he had a better shot of beating S2J than Zayn did.
Oh, for sure.
I was actually not surprised at all to see S2J beat Zayn the way he did.
No.
I don't think a lot of people who are familiar with their styles were super surprised.
No, not at all. And I'm glad that it happened because last time I said Zayn was bad against Falcon, he beat None, and it's become clear that that is sort of a specific matchup that he wins against None. He's still not good against Falcon. It's still pretty clearly one of his worst matchups.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he beat None does not invalidate the fact that he's probably not favored against Wizzy or Johnny.
Yeah. I made a poll on Twitter. You saw this. I said, who did it better, S2J or Smuckers? S2J edged it out by like 30% in the votes. You guys are wrong.
Yeah, it's just like that wasn't a real poll. It was Rishi testing to see whether you guys knew what you were talking about.
And you guys failed.
Because if you guys haven't seen Smuckers versus S2J at the Gang, he ends
Smuckers versus Zayn.
Sorry, he ends the set in Grand Finals with 2 stocks back to back, scar jump up air knee.
Yeah, I mean, I love Johnny and I'm a Johnny fan, but like objectively, Smuckers did it better.
Obviously. I think Johnny would say that too.
Yeah. So that was a little social experiment. And you guys failed.
Yeah. And then there were a bunch of people in the comments who said that they accidentally clicked S2J.
Yeah.
Which
some of them were like, I was just hyped for Johnny after winning. And I understand. Like that that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this was brutal too. In a different way. Like this was no less of a convincing victory.
Yeah, it just looks cooler when Smuckers did it.
But the other most important set of this tournament is Zayn versus SFAT.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Because SFAT made it look possible for the first time, basically, in their last 8 sets.
SFAT looked like he should have won.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah.
And I don't think he choked. I don't think Zach choked, really.
Yeah.
And I don't think Zayn cheesed him. It's that the strategy that Zach has come up with to beat Zayn
is starting to work.
And it's a lot higher execution than what Zayn has a magical trait among Melee players, which is that if he can fall back to neutral, recollect himself, and get a grab, he's not going to fuck up the punish most of the time. So if he can figure out how to get just back to one simple dichotomy of winning neutral, get the grab versus not getting the grab, he can capitalize off that.
Yeah.
He has really, really good fallback plans, and I think that's what ended up winning him the set.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I still don't think Zayn was playing great either, but Zach he had a better plan for sure.
I am such a huge fan of the CLG players, man.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because they take it so seriously, and they work so hard, and even after losing so many sets in a row to Zayn, SFAT is still like working his ass off to try and win.
And that matchup is one where he used to be so good at it.
Yeah.
So
he is.
Yeah.
He is. We've talked about this before. Like, people have a false perception of how good Zach is at the matchup. He's not losing to any other Marth except for Mewtwo King and Zayn.
Yeah, and he's lost a few sets to Pew Pew
after after a long period of dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was Pew Pew who had to work his ass off to beat Zach for the first time in a while, and that happened this year. But I'm such a big fan of both those guys. I love watching them play and seeing them like get better. So
yeah,
it's cool. And I honestly think that has a lot to do with CLG too. I think CLG like gives them the resources and the atmosphere that they need.
And we didn't even talk about when we talked the other day about if the six best players in the world all retired, who becomes the best, and we said it's probably Axe. We talked about how Zane doesn't benefit, and you know, we were talking about how Armada not being in tournaments like makes it easier for people to get to grand finals. In that hypothetical situation, SFAT benefits a ton as well.
That's true.
Because he isn't seeded to play Zane every single time anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
There's actually just fewer crossroads because the lower they are, the more likely they're going to meet outside of top 8 somewhere.
The players that would be favored against SFAT are Zane, Axe.
But Axe, Wizrobe, and Amsa, I would give the edge to Zach slightly now.
I think so too, yeah.
But the Axe and Wizrobe ones, I would give the edge slightly to Axe, Wizrobe, and Johnny maybe on all of those, but it's not like
to Johnny over Zach. Doesn't Zach usually beat Johnny?
He does, but in that world, I think Johnny starts doing better. I don't know.
I think Zach starts doing better in that world.
Anyways, but none of those are like a matchup where it's like a roadblock for Zach. That's all super
the closest
doable,
thing to a roadblock is Zane.
Is Zane, yeah.
And the other 4 players give Zane trouble, theoretically.
Yeah, and then he struggles when he faces West balls sometimes. But Zach got mollywopped.
Yeah, he lost to West balls, right? Dude, West balls was playing great. I thought
he was. And they had to play Marth.
Yeah, and then his game plan went away.
Dude, West destroyed Zach.
Yeah, he did.
It looked like Zach was still a little bit let down from losing his earlier set.
Though, like that was some good Falco.
Oh yeah, yeah. He did every punish in the book.
Yeah,
it was sick. So that was cool. Yeah, it was a good tournament.
Yeah, it was.
It doesn't.
Oh, Lucky beat Army.
Yeah,
finally.
I was about to say it doesn't bode well. Does not bode well for our prediction that Army or Fiction will win
the Mango too. Yeah.
I mean, I actually think what's most likely is that SFAT will win the Mango. But
yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see who enters. It's looking like an interesting tournament. I definitely won't be there. Because I'm going to a Chicago or Champaign tournament in Illinois, but
House of Pain.
Apparently, Michi King is going to that too, which I found out a couple days ago. So that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting.
But that's a 1 day. So day 2, I'll be watching the Mango.
Is Michi going to Summit? Did they confirm him? Yes.
They invited 7 players.
No, I know, but
everyone but Armada.
I didn't know if he'd say yes.
I think he did.
Okay.
I think it's everyone up through Zane and Wizzy.
And then we're expecting an invite to Amsa soon, probably.
No, they're only doing 7. Big House gets two qualifiers now.
Really? Oh,
and Mango gets 1. So then it's 3 people getting qualified instead of 2.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they're not adding or taking away slots from people who get voted in.
That's cool.
Lots more to say about that after Big House.
Holy shit, Big House is in 2 weeks.
I know, it's in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
It'll be Laud's return to the super major scene. Laud has been trying to brush up in his free time when he's not studying in med school. He was in Pittsburgh this weekend for a Pittsburgh tournament.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won. But notably at that tournament, so Laud's racked up 2 or 3 wins on a bait now since he moved to that area. But notably at that tournament, Polish beat a bait for the first time, I think.
Cool.
I think for the first time. But, I mean, Polish is, like, basically guaranteed top 100 now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a win on a bait and a win on Hugo. Is...
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's enough.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think he has other... I don't think that in itself is enough, but
he has
a resume.
A resume.
Yeah.
With those highlights.
Yeah, he probably is.
So, I mean... It's going to be interesting. Laud's going to be the highest seeded Peach at Big House because Armada's not there. That's crazy.
That's really cool.
Because
could be a top 8 for him again.
Yeah, man. We'll see.
I don't know. This is the tournament where Mango has to win it, right?
Yeah, Mango does have to win.
I think Mango wins this, or he retires at the... he retires at the end of the year, probably, either way. But
yeah.
I'm sure Mango will retire and still eventually go to tournaments. I feel like, but he'll say, I'm done.
He'll say he's... he kind of says that now.
Yeah.
I think he said it on commentary this weekend.
Well, yeah, but...
But he's still entering...
No, but then he said he was back because Vish said he'd do something. I don't remember. They were betting a lot.
That
was
whole
funny.
commentary, to me, felt like Vish was just trying to keep up with Mango. Like, Mango knew he had Vish on a string.
Yeah, it was so
the whole
funny.
time.
That was so good.
Vish just did not know what to do with himself.
It was great. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. And Chillin was just kind of like the peanut gallery.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good tournament. Good tournament overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting to have that much entertainment out of this tournament. Not that I just wasn't on my radar that much, but I was like, oh yeah, this tournament's happening today. And
yeah,
the
that's sort of how I felt too.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting just the melee to be so good. Santi's just so sick, dude.
Yeah, he's
Santi's
awesome.
Amazing.
I wish we got to see a bit more of Abi on stream.
Oh my god, Santi in Summit would be insane, dude.
Yeah.
Santi would be great in Summit.
Not that he would not that he would do anything that leads him to go.
No, I think they tried to campaign for him one time. I think
Yeah.
San Diego did, and did not work out.
Speaking of players who should go to things, I saw GTX tweeting today about they said like tag players who you want to see put on the compendium.
Yeah.
They tweeted at Junebug saying, open your DMs, ? And Junebug said, followed.
Well, they've been doing that tweet for a while, and June had replied to one of them earlier, or someone had replied on the sake of June, and it got a ton of likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two highest likes were June and Fiction.
No, it was June and Mr. L's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mr. L's overtook Fiction.
I thought Fiction had more than June.
Maybe at the beginning, but then Mr. L's... I think because what happened
I could have
is
misread it.
the other two were people tweeting on behalf of June and Fiction. Mr. L's just replied and said, yes, send me out, and he got like 400 likes or something.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. L's got a ton.
Because I saw someone tag Fiction, and then June responded to that tweet with a bracket result of June beating Fiction. And I do not remember what that's from.
That's funny.
But June out there like ready to defend himself.
That's funny.
It was really funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see Army go to Summit, though. I really want Army to win the Mango.
I don't know, man. I don't have anything to say about the Mango.
I want Army to win.
We have a solid month and a half before the Mango happens.
Who'd Army lose to in winners? Did he lose to West?
He lost to PPU.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also something that Mango or someone said on commentary, that they had been talking to Kevin, and he said the only matchup. Oh, maybe it was Vish. The only matchup I'm better at than Zane is the Ices matchup.
Yeah.
Which isn't true, first of all, because I do think he's better at the Falcon matchup.
Yeah, I think so too.
Other than that,
I think sometimes he's better at the Marth Ditto, but it hasn't looked
Sometimes.
like it recently.
yeah, but not recently.
Yeah.
That was something. Mango was like, oh, fun fact, Kevin is amazing at the Marth Ditto, and Zane sucks shit at it. And I was like, that's not really true anymore. But,
Yeah.
But I do think he's better at the Falcon matchup. None is
I
a
agree.
different person.
Yeah, it's hard because all three Falcons play so differently, so it's kind of tricky to learn one. On paper, if you play the matchup like, perfect, they would start to look more similar, but
Right, but
it's hard to get to that point.
But I feel like I do feel like, okay, so that's totally true, but a lot of where the Falcons differ is in their combo and their neutral game, right? That's more where they differ.
Yeah.
And I feel like Zane's failings in the matchup are not him getting comboed harder by Johnny or comboed harder by
Yeah, so
Wizzy.
he gets opened up in neutral.
You think that's what it is? I feel like he also struggles in his offense against Falcon a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
More than Kevin does. I feel like that's the bigger thing.
Yeah, I
think
too.
it has less to do with the Falcons being completely different and more just that Kevin has a way stronger offense against Falcon.
Kevin's punishes are harder, and And Zane's neutral is a little weaker.
I agree Zane's neutral is a little weaker. And it's actually...
I think my punishes versus Falcon are harder, too.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Just based on playing them.
Yeah, probably. I think also...
Because he couldn't edge guard Johnny.
No, I know, and they called that out, and he really couldn't. Mega was like $1 million he recovered.
Yeah.
That was so funny. No, but the problem Zane is having now is one that it's what Kevin had for a really long time, actually, is that when you play a neutral that's built a lot on dashing back, Falcon's really good at covering that out.
Yeah,
covering that and
that's something
that out.
Tafla told me a long time ago. He's just like, don't move backwards when you're fighting Falcon.
Yeah, moving forward is really good. You go under him. It's really great.
Yeah, you want to, like, as a general rule with a lot of characters, you just kind of want to stay in like the medium range to Falcon, where an approaching aerial won't hit you and a nair in place won't hit you.
Yeah, and it's different because what Kevin used to always do, and the reason why I think it was hard for him to shake. So Kevin was never a dashback Marth, like a dashback grab sort of Marth. Like he did it to the extent every Marth does, but not how it's Zane's main thing in neutral. What Kevin would do always is he would dash back, he would shield, he would turn and he would shield stop, and then he would do a fair or a neutral air out of shield, right? That was always Kevin's like go-to thing in neutral. And so that's still, I've started doing that, and it's really tempting against Falcon. Because if you do pivot nair against Falcon and you catch them as they jump in, oh, it's the best feeling in the entire world. It feels so fucking sick. But it's really hard. Yeah. It's really hard, and it's...
Well, if you time any jump wrong against Falcon, and it's not a late aerial...
It's down to your timing rather than their timing. It's you having to space and do the pivot and the aerial perfectly to not have the nair just hit you first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was... Kevin also struggled with dashing back, but it was a little different than Zane just like getting his dashbacks called out.
Yeah.
I've been practicing. I've been practicing pivot nair so much with Marth. It's so fun. It's literally every time I play a Falcon on net play, I either pivot nair every approach they have and it feels amazing, or they do the nairs too close to me and I fuck up and get naired and die. And,
I've stopped using pivot aerials as much as I used to because I think shield stop is just better because you can delay the timing.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. Well, why can't you delay the timing with a pivot?
I mean, then you're just
you totally can.
So the reason is that when you're shielding, I feel like I have a better control over my drift afterward.
Okay, that makes sense. But it is functionally almost identical.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I could just pivot, wait, and then nair.
Yeah.
Or pivot, and then wait, and then shield, and then nair.
Yeah, you could.
But I get what you're saying. It's also like Bob Money put out this great video on Zoo, on like how Zoo changed Melee. That was about just his best moments, his best sets, and his techniques and stuff. And he talked about how one thing that Zoo innovated against Jeff, against Silent Spectre, was like little mini hop forward, or laser, like little mini run forward shield, laser, little mini run forward shield, and he called it the Zoo shell. And so doing a pivot shield, doing a shield stop gives you that...
The drift control.
Well, it's like insurance, right? It's like if they came in here and I'm shielding, then I can be shielding. Yeah. Which is not usually how you want to shield because you want to shield reactively. But since in that situation you know what it like makes sense.
And it lets you, it does give you a lot of control immediately afterward.
Of the drift, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I feel that. Shield stops are sick. I need to do them more with Falco.
Yeah.
I do them with Fox all the time. That's all my neutral is with Fox. But, people are starting to talk about the thing Westballs does too now. GCMatt.zep was like, I figured out how to do reverse aerial Russian.
I saw the little clip on Twitter. I didn't really read into it.
It's just him doing run, cancel, crouch, and then turn around back air.
Yeah, you just have to do it really fast.
Yeah, Wes does it, like and Wes does it out of walk. Wes also does just immediate pivot bear, and he gets all the drift off the pivot because he's insane. But yeah, I mean, you just do walk, crouch, turn around bear.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy. I mean, yeah, it's just something you have to practice. Wes is insane at it. It's what he does as his warm up for every match. I talked about it like 3 weeks ago, I think so.
Yeah, he definitely looks cool. You don't see it in Melee very much.
Yeah, Wes is still the coolest technical player in the world. Like, he still is. It's just which is why it would be great if he were to start being good at the game again. Well, watching players warm-ups is a really fun, underrated aspect of Melee. And knowing what people do to warm up.
Some people are so boring to watch warm up.
Well, so like M2K, his warm-up for his Fox is run off, shine, turn around, up B, ledge dash. That's all he does to warm up. What are some other like really distinctive warm-ups? Oh, I just had one. Who was it? Oh, Leffen. Leffen does instant nair to warm up. That's like one of his go-to warm-ups.
Zane always checks his shield drops in the same way.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Or like what people do in between stocks is another fun thing to see.
Or as they're dying. I remember Kevin used to always just charge shield breaker.
Yeah, exactly. I do that a lot too. Yeah. There's always the spacies who, when they're down, do shine and flip around as many times as possible. I love that. So technical.
I know. All right, I think it's a good time to take a break.
Oh, true. Yeah. All right, we'll be back soon.
Yep.
Hey everyone, Zane here, as always, just checking in. Pretty light episode this time, just joking around talking about the roast and stuff, which is nice break from some of the heavy stuff we've been having recently. Although at the time of me recording this, stuff regarding Nightmare and Trillium has come out, so back to our regularly scheduled depressing content. Although maybe with the triumphant tone next week. We'll see. But I hope you guys have been enjoying. Thanks for all your kind words. Thanks for the comments in the Discord and everything. Love all that. Yeah. I think that's basically it. I shouted out Save Melee and Beyond and Off the Sticks last week, and this week just go watch the roast if you haven't. It was good. It's good Melee, good comedy. Yeah, good all around. But yeah, hope you guys are having a lovely evening, day, whenever you listen to this. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to Analog, where at least 50% of our hosts are huge Bowsette fans.
No prizes for guessing who.
So, Bowsette.
Yep.
She's, he...
I just came up with a great tweet. You know that recent thing that's been going along? That it was that bullshit, like, Japanese way of living where it was, like, satisfaction with your job, like being a useful person and like what you're good at, and then the beginning, at the middle, it's like your calling, and then people made a version of it that was like like fighting games. It was like neutral game, combo game, and some other thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a version of that that's like furries, and
nice.
It's gonna work out.
I don't think Bowsette falls under the furry umbrella.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
But there's no fur.
She has a shell and a tail.
So you would be
what is scaly?
Yeah, scaly.
That's what they call it.
Yeah. Not a furry. God. But she has like human skin. It's just this is a shell.
We're done with that. I went to a Yankees game yesterday.
How was it?
It was okay. It was a really good time.
Okay.
We had amazing seats because my girlfriend's dad got a really good deal, so we were like 5 rows away from the field. The Yankees ended up losing. It was really sad how they ended up losing. I was a Yankees fan since I was born, by the way, since I was born here.
Cool.
I went as Derek Jeter for Halloween when I was like 3 years old.
That's
I have a photo of that I'll throw in the Discord later.
Nice.
But the Yankees ended up losing because in like the 5th inning, we put in a pitcher, and within his first 5 pitches, he gave up 4 runs.
Damn.
Like straight up, let off a home run, then let 2 people on base, and then let off another home run. So that was, and then they immediately took him out. But it was cool, and I got a ball. We got a ball.
That's awesome.
Well, so what actually happened is there was this little kid. So in between,
You stole a ball from a little kid?
Wait!
Oh
I did not
my
steal.
God.
I begged him.
Okay.
In between innings,
better.
In between innings, the players.
You made him feel bad.
No. In between innings, the players throw balls to the people in the audience, right?
Okay.
And so they were throwing the balls, and this little kid, he's like maybe 11 years old, like waves to one of the players, and he tosses him the ball, and we're like, didn't that kid get a ball already? and we're like, what the fuck? So he's
a
like
greedy child.
So he's 4 rows down, and he turns around and he holds up 2 fingers to show that he had two balls.
Yeah.
So he conned this guy out of a ball, and I was like, yo, and he just tossed it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old was this kid?
Like 11.
Okay.
9 or 11.
So not like not like a 6-year-old. Like
No,
like an
no.
11-year-old who's old
He
enough
looks
to develop a scheme.
Have you seen those eczema commercials that are like commercials for the cream, and it's like the skin of a ballerina? Everyone talking about what
I don't think I've seen
Okay,
this.
for the people who have seen these commercials, it's all these kids talking about like what the eczema cream is good for, and then there's this one kid who has like he's like 9 years old. He has perfectly coiffed hair, like sick glasses, and he delivers a killer line and then winks after it. This is basically that kid.
Okay.
He was cool. He was a cool kid.
Sounds like a cool kid.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've talked about my DK.
Yep, for sure. We literally started the episode talking about your DK.
We did?
Yeah, it was the joke we did at the beginning. Best DK on net play. Best roaster at the Roast of Hugo.
That was so long ago. It's already been like almost an hour since we started talking about
like
my DK.
40 minutes.
So my DK is now the best DK on net play, according to the ranks.
Good stipulation.
I've been playing so much DK over the past few days, specifically. Like at the at the Red Bull happy hour that was happening in New York City. Shout outs to New York City people and Red Bull Esports.
That was really fun, by the way.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
Plup and I probably played at least like an hour and a half solid of double DK.
He has not stopped tweeting about DK.
In teams. Yeah, you can tell once DK gets in your head, like he kind of sticks there.
By the way, I went to the Red Bull thing, and I actually went with Aaron Zhang, Cybertron. He's a VGC player who is on Panda with Plup. So they met, I think, for maybe the first time.
That's
which
cool.
Was cool. But I walked in, and I was like, because they had one of the setups projected on the big screen, and it was a fox doing heinous things to a Bowser, like shine nair grab to a Bowser, and I was like, holy shit, who is that fox? They're so good. And Aaron was next to me, he was like, I think that's Plup, and I was like, oh yeah.
And the Bowser was probably Warrior Knight,
No,
right?
it was DJ.
Oh, okay.
DJ was going through all his secondaries, because that's
see.
what he does.
Cool.
He actually did do some stuff to Plup that was pretty cool, but yeah, Plup was playing against Bowser is so fun.
Yeah, you just combo with whatever moves you want.
He's the most comboable character in the entire game.
He gets on the ledge and you just walk up and shield, because they're always going to get up attack. It's really funny.
But that shield pokes Marth eventually.
You just light shield. You can still punish it. But
you
yeah,
can actually. Yeah.
The double DK games were so funny, because we would just like pick a move and we would just start comboing with that move. Like Plup opened my eyes to DK's forward air, because I used to stay away from that move like the plague, and he's just like, I like DK's forward air recently, and I'm like, you know what? You're right, because you can just do short hop forward airs. So then
it looks so funny when DK short hop forward airs.
Especially when there's 2 DKs doing it. Yeah, like we get someone between us, and all of a sudden you just start going for it. And I kept starting every game by running up and down being at our opponents to try and start combos. Eventually we started doing only cargo forward throw. Like up throw is typically better, and I kept trying to do down throw, and he's like, just forward throw. So then we just started like launching them at each other, and if we both got a grab, we'd launch them at the opponents, and they would bounce back, and we'd keep comboing.
Can we talk about how DK's regular forward throw just looks like he's throwing a bowling ball, by the way? Do you know what DK's regular forward throw looks like?
He doesn't have one. It's a cargo.
Oh, what am I thinking of?
You're thinking of his
Of his
cargo
cargo
down
fork.
throw.
Oh, that's what I'm
Where
thinking.
he's just
right,
like-
of course that's... No, it's one hand, too. He picks you up and then he just goes like this and
That's the down
releases
throw,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So that's
right,
why
obviously his forward throw is the
It looks
cargo
so
throw.
funny in teams because if I ever get someone in teams with DK and I have the cargo, I down throw it and I just say, "Here you go" to my partner because that's the
He serves
gesture
him
for
up.
it. Yeah,
It's like he's throwing a bowling ball. It's so funny.
but the best thing is when we started dash attacking.
And high-fiving,
Well,
flip-fiving.
we did this by accident. We accidentally dash tacked each other, realized that the feet clank, and it's a foot 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then for like a solid minute, we just dash attacked each other while keeping our opponents off of us. We'd hit them away and immediately do a foot 5. It was so funny. This was also like a couple hours into the bar, so we were in a pretty good shape to be learning about this new technique in Melee.
Yeah, I did not play any Melee at the bar because there were only like 5 setups, and I was just drinking and catching up with people. But then I went to the Columbia Weekly. Aaron and I went.
You
back
did
to
end up
Columbia.
going.
I did end up going.
Okay.
We went to the Columbia Weekly, and I just played a bunch of teams with Aaron, who is like, you know, he plays Melee like at a casual level. Like
Yeah.
he knows how to wave dash. He plays Peach, and he gets a lot of mileage out of playing Peach.
Right.
But
As people do.
But we played teams, and it was so fun. Playing with someone who's not good at Melee on your team against 2 people who like are okay at Melee is such a good feeling. If
Yeah.
you're winning
If you're winning,
consistently,
yeah.
oh, because you're just carrying. It's so great. Every match ended in me in a 1v1 or a 1v2, and I was just rotating between my Marth and my Sheik and everything, and it was so fun.
Honestly, in those scenarios, I just get bored.
Really?
Yeah, if I don't have a partner who knows how to team combo with me, I don't really like teams.
I was trying to teach him a little bit during the. I agree, and that was, but I like. Well, you've played NorCal doubles before, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like NorCal doubles, but with the added thing of don't hit your partner, and
Yeah.
that's why it was fun to me.
Yeah, it's just like I like going bad characters in teams just to see how well teamwork can carry those characters.
I got you.
So, I mean, Lod says the same thing. Like, he actually doesn't like teaming with people that are not me, like, at all, because we have so much figured out. And I actually think, naturally, Lod is pretty bad at going for team combos. Like, I've had to yell at him a number of times to, like, hit them towards me. Like, we'll be comboing a Fox, and he'll up air them with Peach. And I'm like, hello? Like, hit them off stage or hit them to me. Up air does literally nothing unless we can 2v1 the other person. And he's like, that's the only move that I was going to hit. I'm like, you're Peach.
That's not possible.
All your aerials have the same range. Like, how? So, that's probably one of the reasons that he doesn't like teaming with people that aren't me. But, like...
Because they don't yell at him.
No, he doesn't like teaming with them.
Right, because they don't yell at him.
Well, because they don't yell at him and then nothing happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I love picking, like, Samus. Like, I was doing teams with SFET at Shine with Samus. And, like, my Samus and, like, his Falcon. And moves just start, like, connecting back and forth. And it's such a good feeling. So you're like, this shouldn't really work with this character. Yeah. But it kind of just does. That's how I like DK in teams.
We definitely didn't get any team combos, but it was still fun playing the consummate teammate in terms of, like, Aaron would get comboed and I would have to run over and save him.
If I want to play a high tier, then it's fun.
Yeah.
Because then you're just like, I can press as many buttons
exerting
as
my
I
will
want.
on everyone in the game, including my teammate.
If you, like, really need to press buttons, then you go Fox and you just...
Yeah, exactly. That's
ham.
I did a lot of that, and it was really fun. Actually, the only game I lost was Fox, though, because I got up throw arrested in the 1v1 at the end.
Damn.
But yeah, it was fun. And it's just it's very ego fulfilling to have someone crooning about how good you are at Melee, especially when you're not that good at Melee.
Yeah.
It felt great.
I'm sure that's nice.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, but I told Aaron we're going to be a static team now. He's going to be my static teammate at the Columbia Weeklies. I'm going to teach him how to play teams.
It reminded me I need to hit up Chillin to do net play for teams because we actually need to practice.
Peach Falco isn't... It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. Especially for, like, playing at the Columbia Weeklies. I'll just have to not laser him out of float, which is hard.
He just needs to float higher.
I mean, like actually, it's good strategy.
Yeah, it is.
Falco covers all of this area, and Peach covers all of this
it's
area.
like the high laser fox dash dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is honestly over. I think people like definitely blew up how good that was.
Well, people blew up how good it was, and also every Falco who's ever played teams has thought of that, right? I don't know. It's very obvious, and it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's really helpful if you're autopiloting as Falco. If you're playing with a Fox player, to start being like, oh wait, I'm just going to shoot all high lasers.
Yeah.
But then what still keeps on happening, like, so I did this with Chroma at Shine when we were playing teams, and what ends up happening is the Fox short hops into your laser.
Always.
And then they get grabbed.
Yeah, for sure.
So unless you told your Fox player only running Shine, it doesn't work.
Yeah, and like, what Fox really wants to just running Shine in a 2v1?
Yeah, no.
So
it's more like an optimization. It's like, if you really want to shoot a laser, and the Fox is in between you and the tall character. Yeah, you shoot it high.
It's option coverage, yeah.
Which is
just
like...
in neutral.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not amazing.
Yeah.
Because you're still preventing your... There's a reason you still shoot high lasers against Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't only shoot low lasers against Fox.
Yeah, you're trying to catch his jump.
Yeah.
So if it's your partner... I forgot to mention that I might bring this up, because it just occurred to me, but I played with the Arduino over the last week, the Hax Arduino.
You've been playing with the Hax Arduino?
No, I haven't. I've had it.
Oh.
I haven't been using it.
What did you think?
Better than vanilla, worse than UCF.
Right, because we played with it a little bit last week, actually.
Yeah.
And you said, and it might have been placebo effect, but I felt like it too. It feels like it's actually sort of hard to walk, like the dash is too sensitive.
It is hard to walk. The dash is too sensitive.
Yeah.
There are definitely scenarios where I'm trying to walk to space a wave dash, and I end up dashing, and then I can't get the wave dash. It'll like cost an edge guard if you're not really mindful of it. But we played with it. La Luna came over last Wednesday. We played with it for a couple hours, and then Swedish was here on Saturday. Swedish and I actually played for, we were both like definitely still recovering from Friday night, but we ended up playing for like 5 hours. But we played on it all day.
Something we did notice though is, so if you're someone who uses pivots or PC drops a lot, you've probably noticed that when you have a high pod controller, both of those techniques are really hard to do.
Yeah.
Because your controller doesn't register the fast input that you're doing and instead sends you all the way back.
Yeah.
So if you try to do a PC drop on a high pod controller, what frequently happens is you get like the dash in place that Marth can do.
Yeah. Your momentum is going to one direction and your dash goes the opposite direction, so you kind of just stay still. And you don't PC drop.
So you'll see that a lot, and pivots are like just
impossible.
Like you saw on my controller, I wouldn't even get the dash back because it wouldn't even register in the time it took for me to do, like, so if I'm trying to pivot to the right to go right and then back to neutral, my controller would disregard that input completely, and I would just keep running to the left, which was crazy. But that doesn't happen on this controller.
Those are fine on the Arduino. Yeah. I think the window's a little bit tighter, but for the most part, those will be fine. Which
makes sense, because it's not doing what Pod does, because what Pod does is it basically magnifies, it ignores inputs in the small range and magnifies them to here.
Yeah.
And that's not what the Arduino does. The Arduino takes an input when you are in weight and magnifies it a little bit higher.
Yeah, Pod like skips like a one polling.
Yeah.
Or some amount of that, and then the Arduino just delays your input.
Yeah.
By like a frame or something.
Yeah, it's a leniency thing, like actually, which Pod isn't.
So if your dashback is not a true dashback, like with a Pod controller, it'll be delayed by one frame, but it's not that noticeable.
Right. Yeah, that is. Yeah, and then there are some other concerns about it, like pretty valid concerns actually, in that letting go with back is harder. Or different. On the ledge, your ledge dash will be different if you release with a smash turn backwards. Yeah, with a smash turn backwards, because of how it's going to modify that input. Yeah, so it would be delayed by a frame, I think. Yeah, and their justification or their reasoning against that was basically, Aziz said, letting go with back for ledge dash is always is not optimal. Suboptimal, which is true.
It is
It's a terrible
true,
reason. Yeah.
but it's a bad reason, and also that's not the only reason you let go with smash turn backwards.
Yeah.
Like, if you do the Falco ledge hop bear back, where you drift back to stage and can still grab ledge off of that, you have to let go with back to do that.
Yeah.
So that's delayed a frame if you do that. And it's not as important, obviously, as ledge dashing 1 frame late, but it's still important.
Yeah. So these are things people should know. Hacks was supposed to put out a video last week describing all of the details, but it's Hacks money, so obviously the video is not out yet.
Actually, I said something incorrect earlier, too. I said that the Arduino does the input when you're in wait, and that's not true. That's the reason why these things are issues.
Yeah.
It doesn't read anything about the state of the game.
Yeah.
It purely modifies controller inputs.
As for shield drops, I don't notice it. I have a controller with shield drop notches, so you...
Yeah, I usually don't notice on UCF either.
Yeah,
I just
same.
only notice if I miss a shield drop on non-UCF every once in a while. But, like,
Yeah.
if I'm playing on UCF, I'm just like, I'm hitting all my shield drops
Yeah.
today. Because that's usually, if I'm playing good, I am hitting all my shield drops anyways, so...
Yeah, dashback is the major thing that the Arduinos will affect.
Yeah, yeah, dashback's the major
I think Hacks mentioned he might be changing the code to make dashes easier and more sensitive, which
would be
I would
in
disagree
the wrong
with.
direction,
Yeah, I
right?
think they should be harder to do.
Yeah.
In any case,
They're still good.
it is better than vanilla. I can say that much because getting all your dashbacks one way or another, like, it changes the game.
Yeah, and you still can walk and
Yeah.
everything, and it's less of a sin to have to hit a slightly smaller thing for walk or PC drops than to hit like an impossible thing.
If you guys are planning on entering Big House and using the Arduino fixes, I highly recommend you practice on them. And the only way to do that is to either have an Arduino or use the Dolphin codes that are to be released.
Yes.
But hopefully that happens soon since the tournament's next week. So make sure you guys hound Hacks and his team for doing that.
Don't rely on PC drops. It's actually...
PC drops are fine. Just don't plan on walking.
You have to walk for PC drops.
Don't plan on turning around and walking.
Yeah, okay.
That's the harder one.
Yeah, that is.
Because what happens is you'll end up doing a tilt turn and then you'll dash.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be really, really careful with it.
Dude, walking is so good.
Yeah.
Just Falco. Falco's walk is so good.
It is. All right. I think that's all for today.
Falco's walk's amazing. There's so many Falco things people need to do that they don't do. PC drop's like the biggest one.
It's
no
good?
one, not a single top Falco player PC drops, and it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. Everyone still does shine turnaround up B or like shine wave dash. Squid is so fast at this shine turnaround wave dash.
I think it's faster technically.
Shine wave dash?
Yeah. Than a PC drop. Because the PC drop you have to go into a walk.
You have to go into a walk.
But
it
PC drops,
should be-
I think the PC drop's easier.
Is
So
it
I do the
faster?
PC drop. I think if you need to go from one side of the stage to the other, the shine turnaround, I'm pretty sure is faster if it's perfect.
No. Do you know what you do then? You do...
Well, the laser turnaround edge cancel.
Yeah, laser turnaround edge cancel is really good. Or you can just do run laser PC drop out of your laser. You buffer the walk out.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Which is actually amazing because you shoot a laser and then immediately grab the ledge.
Is that not the same as a ledge cancel?
No, because that way you have to be turned around.
Oh, you're saying shoot a laser forward.
I do a short hop laser, or I do full hop lasers if they're.
So you're using the momentum of the laser to PC drop.
You just buffer walk out of the PC drop. It's like the thing that Zane started doing 2 months ago, where he does a fair and then immediately PC drops. It's the same as that.
You said you're buffering a walk though. Zane's not buffering a walk.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just holding forward and then immediately doing back after that.
You might not need to be lasering there. You can just press down and walk.
No, I know, but I like getting the laser out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's not strictly faster, right?
No.
I think the fastest would be the laser turnaround.
Laser turnaround,
Yeah.
but it's pretty close. And you get a laser out.
The laser turnaround is also risky because if you mess it up, you either stay on stage or you fall off the stage for the laser.
It's pretty negligibly slower, and you get a laser.
Yeah, what people also don't realize is that most of the time you don't need to get to the ledge as fast as possible. There's
which is
very few cases where that actually needs to be done.
No, and actually the thing that matters isn't the speed of getting to the ledge, it's the speed of when you're close to the ledge getting onto the ledge.
Yeah.
And that's why PC drops are good.
Yeah,
is
it
because
surprises them.
It's the biggest visual mix-up.
Yeah, it's hard to react to.
And that's why I do laser turnaround. That's why I do laser PC drop, because they see the laser and they expect me to have to do something else.
And you can throw a shine down there too, or just like jump back air instead of doing
exactly.
the PC drop.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've started doing PC drop back air too.
Yeah, that's good too.
PC drop back air, like the zoo back air.
Yep.
Yeah, to
you double
guard
jump when you
Marth
uppy.
especially. Yeah, it's really fun. It's still hard and scary because you have to be pretty frame perfect to not kill yourself with that.
Yeah. And it doesn't work on like Yoshi's.
And if you miss your
Stadium.
PC drop, you fare off the stage and you die.
Yeah. Does it work on Stadium? I know it works with Fox.
No, I don't think it does.
Are you sure?
Every time I've tried to do it, I've died.
Okay.
But
someone let us know if the drop off there works with Falco on Stadium.
You know you can do dare off the stage and live with Falco if you do it from the
from the ledge?
From the lip. If you do it right before the angle, the slant, you'll live.
On Yoshi's?
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really
like a
hard.
short hop dare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just short hop an immediate dare off stage.
Yeah.
If you do it anywhere on the slant, you die, and if you do it anywhere off the slant, you live.
That's easy, man. You just press up, buffers your jump. You'll get out every time.
Okay.
Tap jump, boys.
Okay. All right.
It's free.
How big is that buffer?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter if you're holding up.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
No, that's not true.
No, that's not true.
What are you talking about?
It is a big window, though.
It's like 15 frames. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
But no, you don't just hold up and immediately jump when you're out of doing something.
Just mash up.
That would be crazy, actually.
Yeah.
That would be broken as fuck.
You can mash up, and then at some point you'll hit the window.
Yeah, you can do that. Can you roll up? Like smash DI up?
Probably.
Right? That would... Well, would that work? It probably would, right?
Probably.
Yeah. I've never tried with that.
It's not that hard to buffer tap jump.
I just want people to know about the down air because I've heard a lot of people say that you can't down air. You can't do a short hop down air off stage.
The reason it's a little less useful is that you have to start the down air from farther back.
You have to start it like immediately after you jump.
Yeah, but I mean like farther away from the ledge.
Yeah. All right, I think that does it.
Yeah.
Optimize Falco. Needs to be optimized.
Retweet Bowsette pics.
No.
Guys, make sure you tag Zane when you find some Bowsette pics.
Oh my god, I'm so
at EPENGU.
over the internet being horny, which is bad.
I just want new Smash characters, man. She's gonna be in Smash.
We'll see.
Bowsette main.
Imagine don't park on the grass staff unlocking Bowsette 50 times in the span of a week.
We did it.
To unlock Bowsette, you must sacrifice this furry porn.
Scaly.
That's right. Sorry, scaly porn. All right.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next week.